So in the last few months, my views have been a bit higher than normal. Mostly my Fallout content has received more views due to the popularity or unpopularity of the Fallout show that released some time ago.
All I know is it was a huge bomb.
Now the thing is, this has also led to my comment sections becoming a bit more full. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, whilst I'm a Scotsman, I enjoy a bit of banter, I enjoy a bit of a ribbon, a bit of a jibing, but the thing is that I've noticed that in my comment sections, such a ribbing with someone would end up in them deleting their own post.
That is one giant pussy.
And there was this situation where someone had made a comment on one of my videos. I can't remember what it was, but they were having a back and forth with me, and other people were getting involved in the comments. And then they started editing the original post, and they started accusing me of removing comments. They started accusing me of blocking them. This YouTuber is literally and actually Hitler! At one point even accusing me of deactivating commenting on the video entirely, which they said to me in a comment on the video where apparently commenting had been deactivated. Gaslighting much? Which I don't remove comments and I don't block people. The only people that I block are spammers and scammers. If you've been with the channel for a while, you should know that. But no matter what I had to say, ladies and gentlemen, I was the one who was wrong about how I run my channel, and the commenter who was commenting was correct because of their managerial skills when it comes to YouTube, with their 0 sub, 0 profile picture, 0 banner, 0 video sock account they were using.
I'm trying to decide if you're incredibly stupid or incredibly smart.
But I was more than happy to engage in a conversation, as were multiple other people who know for a fact that YouTube can simply just eat comments that it doesn't like. The term for that used to be that a comment had been wajiskied. Now it's a comment has been mohand. Essentially, if YouTube detects a word or a sentiment it doesn't like in a comment, it will just remove it. It won't send you any notifications about it, it just removes it. And I've seen this happening, ladies and gentlemen. I've got people on my channel who they're termed as approved users. Basically what that means is that when you leave a comment, your comment just shows up. I don't need to go and approve it, your comment will just appear. The thing is, a friend of mine who was having some issues a while back with political stuff, he'd left a comment on one of my videos that was not political, but I got an email about the comment, I got a notification in the top of YouTube about the comment. When I went to the actual video itself, the comment was just fucking not there. It might as well have been a Romulan ship with its cloaking device on. It was fucking gone, it was fucking ghosted. I hadn't even touched the damn thing. I was at work at the time. I'd just seen my notifications on my phone. I'd just seen an email on my phone, and when I got home to sit down and respond to my comments, boom, fucking yeeted off the platform. So, you know, I've seen it happen with my own eyes, and I have no doubt that you've seen this happen before as well, ladies and gentlemen. Now the thing is, this dude who had made this thread, and it was up there for about 4 days, and you know, I was responding to it quite regularly. There was other people getting involved. This person kept editing his post and editing his post, and one day I went to it and it was just fucking gone. Now I don't think he'd been mohand, I think he deleted it himself. But the thing is, there was 150 replies to it. There was people getting involved, it was a conversation, and I just feel like my time had been absolutely and utterly wasted by that. You know, to sit there for days talking with people and, you know, generally getting the good YouTuber vibe, and then being like, I've not had an update about this post in a little while. And you go there and it's just fucking gone. It's been either removed by user or it's been mohanned. I think that if somebody leaves a comment on your channel, and if they go to delete their comment, the YouTuber should be asked, do you give permission for this comment to be deleted? And no, because the commenter's making himself look like a tit and it's fucking hilarious. I think that should be a sort of a thing about people deleting their own comments from other people's channels. I think that's a rule that needs to be instituted. The purpose of a scammer and a spammer is to waste a commodity, be that money or time. Space. Well, he was certainly taking up a lot of space in the comments sections. And not only did he waste my time, he wasted other people's time as well. Other people who were invested in the post, other people who were responding, commenting, etc. That's not right. That is an absolute and utter scam and spam right there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, during that time, I've seen bits and pieces on YouTube that I have taken to heart, and I think I'll have to adopt a bit of comment moderation. Nothing too heavy-handed, and if you've been with the channel for a while, don't worry, this doesn't affect you. This more affects people who are showing up, being nuisances, people who are making false accusations against random people, stuff like that. People that are wasting time, people that are accusing me of deleting comments. You know what? If you want to come up here and say I'm deleting your comments, you want to know what? I'm going to fucking delete your comment to fuck with you, innit? I think I've got every right to do that. YouTube gives me the ability to do it. If you're going to show up well, you know what? Fuck off, softy. If I'm such a bad guy and you feel so hurt by me, you're under no obligation to be here. You're under no obligation to be so damaged by me. I'm just a guy in front of a camera, and if that's so upsetting to you, you know what? Go fuck off. It's true. I'm going to block you from the channel for your own good. If you feel so damaged by me, if you feel so hurt by me, if you feel that my presence on YouTube is damaging you so much, then you shouldn't be here, and I'm going to place you into a protective custody by blocking you from my channel for your own safety, which is probably something that the YouTube Terms of Service says somewhere that they want me to do. If I'm watching a TV show and I don't like it, I don't stand there and yell at the TV and complain that the TV is not liking my free speech. I just change the channel. I think people are just dumb. Just fucking idiots. I call them free speech idiots. But in all honesty, I think when it comes to free speech, I have the right to free listening and free reading. If you want to come to my channel and be a knob, I have no obligation to host that.
The right to free speech means the government can't arrest you for what you say.
It doesn't mean that anyone else has to listen to your bullshit or host you on their platform whilst you spout it.
The US First Amendment doesn't shield you from criticism or consequences. If you're yelled at or boycotted, have your show cancelled or get banned from an internet community, your free speech rights are not being violated.
It's just that people listening think you're being an asshat.
And they're gently leading you through the door.
Fast. And with their foot.
you can fuck off. It really is that simple. In regards to that, here's a video that I saw not that long ago. I'm going to put a link to it in the description section down below, as well as a part of a live stream, a part of 2 live streams that I've seen recently that discuss comment sections regulation and some things that I have taken to heart for my own sort of moderation of comments in the future, ladies and gentlemen.
Many of you know that I was accused of not being able to take criticism from people who didn't understand that I had a completely uncensored comment section for about a decade. Only recently did I start censoring, and that's because I was being cyberstalked and harassed by countless people with slander and lies that drove people away from watching my videos.
Now, I think something like this is actually very valid. If someone goes into a comment section and just sees slander against the YouTuber, it can be off-putting. It's like the whole, someone has a bad meal at a restaurant and goes and tells 10 people about it sort of paradox.
But that experience, I guess, was meant to be, because what I had to learn from all of this is something that we have long forgotten, which is that freedom of speech does not protect all forms of speech for a reason.
This is very true, ladies and gentlemen. Despite what YouTube commenters might say, you're breaching my free speech, meh. It's like, I haven't actually, but tell yourself that, fucko.
And that is because unchecked free speech is censorship. Slander is meant to ruin someone's reputation under false pretenses so that others won't give them support. In other words, so that others won't listen or hear them out, which is censorship.
This could also be grounds for legal proceedings as well, ladies and gentlemen. Someone can sue someone for slander. The defence is not, my free speech, innit?
Threats of violence are meant to intimidate someone into silence, which is censorship.
I've had my fair share of people threatening to fight me, to punch me in the face, to beat me up, all over YouTube comment sections and in YouTube videos, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? You know what I've got to say about that? Mon then. I'm fae Scotland, ladies and gentlemen. We punch each other in the face here to say hello. I wouldn't mind a wee square go if you think you're hard enough.
The same goes for telling someone to kill themselves. It's meant to encourage someone to censor themselves from the planet.
In a recent YouTube drama that I have been watching from the sidelines because it's been rather amusing, someone has been uploading videos to the platform saying that a person involved in the drama should censor themselves from the planet. I mean, that's fucked up.
Bullying, by definition, is using power or intimidation to prey on the vulnerable and force someone to do something, which is limiting their free speech and their freedom of expression. In other words, censorship.
I'm going to get all my false accounts and all my friends to come and flag you. False flag.
You fool! I have 70 alternative accounts!
So what YouTube calls brigading, ladies and gentlemen. More on that in a moment or so.
And spam is using your free speech to drown out other voices, which is censorship.
And I think this is something that's been happening quite a bit in my comment sections recently from these sort of anonymous accounts, no videos, no profile pictures, no banner pictures, just it's basically sock accounts that just appear. Now, fair enough, I have no doubt that people just don't have YouTube profile pictures because whatever reason, but if you're going about just sort of commenting pish on people's channels over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you're spamming, and the only thing at the top of the comments is just this person commenting the same thing over and over and over again. It's it takes a while to sort of weed that shit out. And not only is it drowning out other voices, it's also wasting my fucking time because I need to sit and do some weeding in comments. A Scotsman's time is his most valuable currency. And if cunts start wasting it, then the Scotsman starts getting annoyed, if you ken what I mean.
If you spam so much that no other voice is heard, you are censoring those voices. That's why freedom of speech laws are so important, because people will use their free speech to censor others.
You know that most of these free speech laws, you know what they mean? It basically means that the police cannot arrest you for something that you've said, within reason. Obviously, if you stand right in the middle of a shopping mall and you light up a cigarette and there's a bit of smoke and you start shouting, "Fire! Fire! Everybody out! Fire!" That's maybe not protected under free speech. If I wanted to stand in the town square, stand on a soapbox, a literal actual soapbox, and read passages from my dad's Bible, that would be protected under freedom of speech.
But it seems that most people don't care about any of that on YouTube until someone else's free speech censors them.
And this is most common of the free speech idiocy that I see, is that someone wants to say whatever the fuck they want. They literally just want to diarrhea garble out of their into their keyboard in a comment section, and you ask them politely not to. "I'm being censored." You're being censored because you're being a knob. Fuck off.
Then all of a sudden they sing a different tune. On YouTube, you have the right to freedom of speech, but that goes hand in hand with freedom of association. It is your responsibility to use the tools available to foster a healthy community, because individuals with anonymous accounts that have no accountability cannot be trusted to hold themselves accountable.
Now, what was it I was saying about these accounts that have no profile pictures, no channel banners, nothing in their description section, nothing on the channel at all, a blank slate of a channel, a template, a sock account, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I do hold a belief that 99% of accounts like this are legitimate accounts, actually belonging to a real person, not being bot accounts that are leaving random comments through an AI chat GPT thing. But there must be at least that 1% of accounts that are these sort of fake accounts from like click farms, spam centers that are going about on the platform leaving comments, and at least a percentage of that 1% might be accounts belonging to people who have a personal grudge against me. So not entirely paranoid, but just I'm thinking more pragmatic. I've made a few enemies over the years. I do not make any secret of that fact. And I think, well, I know that some of them are the sort of cunts that use fake accounts and fake profiles.
You fool! I have 70 alternative accounts!
Now, the ones that I have suspected, I haven't blocked them on main, but I have blocked the suspected fake profiles. So, you know, if these people want to come up to me, pull up on main.
Commenters have all of the power. They can hop on alt accounts and back up their own slander.
They're not wrong, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube doesn't seem to have an IP banning kind of thing when you block a commenter from your channel. It is just as simple for them to go on to another email account and use another comment making account thing to start spamming even more in your comment sections. It turns into like one comment saying something against the YouTuber and then several other commenters underneath it sort of backing up what the original is saying. It's the mother and child scam, ladies and gentlemen, just repackaged in a different way, not being used by bots but being used by humans for a change.
So because they have no accountability, we have to do whatever it takes to deal with them accordingly when harassment and stalking is involved.
They're not wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Plus, we need to also think about the fact that a YouTube comment section can directly impact the status and the standing of a YouTube channel. We've discussed this before. How people act in my comment sections can affect my monetization status. I don't want people fucking with my money. The only person that fucks with my money is my bartender.
This is something the big YouTubers do not understand because they don't know how prevalent cyber abuse is on YouTube. That or they don't care to speak on it.
And you know, ladies and gentlemen, well, as discussed, I'm a Scotsman. I've got a very thick skin. And looking at the sort of thinking over some of these comments that I've received and the people who like leave comments that lead on to like hundreds and hundreds of replies and then delete them over time, and you know, they're wasting my time, they're wasting other people who replied on the threads time as well. Is that a form of harassment? Is wasting my time harassment? I don't feel harassed, I don't feel bullied, ladies and gentlemen. See, I've taken worse shits than some of the comments that I've read, but you know, I think in a way it could be construed like that. And to anyone watching who is not as bold, does not have as thick a skin as I do, I think this is something that you should be aware of in the back of your mind, is that these people who comment like this are, maybe they've just set out and they've decided, I'm going to go online and be a cunt today. Who's an easy target kind of thing. And they've rolled up to my channel because they know that it's like water off a duck's back and that it doesn't bother me much. But I think now I'm going to have to take not necessarily a zero tolerance stance on shit like this, but I'm going to have to do some form of careful looking over and just making sure that everything is hunky-dory and that comments go the way that, not necessarily the way that I want them to go, but the way that YouTube needs them to go. YouTube's the boss. Neil Mohan. The next segment, ladies and gentlemen, is perhaps a little bit extreme, but let's have a look at it anyway. I don't feel that there's a right or a wrong answer here. I neither feel that what they're saying is right nor wrong, but I do think it might be a bit extreme. Other platforms, you can sometimes see timestamps on comments. So what I'm thinking of is, it's one of the music platforms anyway. I can't remember if it was Spotify or Bandcamp or a similarly adjacent platform, but people would leave comments and they would appear at certain times when you were listening to the song. And you know, for example, a legitimate one would appear at the moment when the bass drops and you're like, oh yeah, this is where the bass drops. Stuff like that. Or if somebody says, oh, I don't like this, commented at 00-01.
Oh, I don't care, oh, I don't care, oh, I don't care if it comes round here.
Second in. And no, it's not a hyphen, because a hyphen's a line thing. But you know what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. Any grammar Nazis in the comments, fuck off. I'll fucking block you. Just kidding.
Cyberstalkers using alternate accounts for power. For small channels, it's the issue that revolves around anonymous accounts slandering in the comments on alt accounts to stop people from watching our content, and that's when I promoted the hashtag WatchTimeViewers. WatchTimeViewers is a hashtag that mainly represents attaching watch time to comments so that people can see how much of the video someone watched at the time they are commenting on it.
I think this sounds entirely fair. It would be relatively unintrusive to see a simple timestamp next to a comment saying this person left this comment at whatever timestamp they were watching at whatever point in the video. If I'm watching a video myself, I'll sometimes actually put a timestamp in the comment myself to say that I was responding to a particular point that was made or commenting on a particular part of the video.
Watch time is a feature in YouTube Analytics that tracks how much of a video viewers are watching. YouTube has the technology to do this.
Yes.
I also said that we could attach a counter to the app feature. If two anonymous accounts talk to each other as if they're strangers backing up slander, we can see how many times they added each other. If they pretend to be strangers but they've added each other 486 times, for example, then you know that they're likely an alt account or at least friends, so their opinion can't be trusted.
Yep, that sounds like a definite good idea. That sounds like something that definitely has merit.
YouTube also has a feature on the phone where you can view comment history on a channel if you click the commenter's channel name. They need to expand this to where we can choose to see the comment history across the platform for that commenter, and a second option where we can see the comment history on the current video when you click their name.
I think this is an interesting concept, but might that fall into a privacy concern, a potential stalking concern?
We can also have YouTube add a feature where content creators choose how much of the video you have to watch before you can view comments in the comment section and before you can comment yourself.
I think that's actually quite fair. I think if that's implemented on a channel by channel basis, like if that's something that's put into a channel's settings rather than something that's forced upon every channel on the platform, then that would be pretty cool. It's a feature that I probably wouldn't turn on if it was available, but I think for people who don't have as thick a skin as I do, it would be very useful for an anti-bullying, anti-harassment sort of setting. It's a good idea. I have nothing against it.
That way, people can't be influenced by trolls before they comment. YouTube has the ability to withhold comments based on your settings in your lives and premieres. So like I said, they have the technology.
You see, the reason that I use withhold on comments is so that I can read them. If YouTube was just auto-approving every comment on my channel, I wouldn't be able to keep up. By just going through everything, just approving it one by one, reading it, approve, read it, approve, read it, approve. It's giving me the chance to read things that are going onto my channel. I need that. My slow, dumb brain needs that, ladies and gentlemen.
The problem is that anonymous accounts have no accountability, which encourages people to behave in ways that they would never in real life.
There also needs to be some kind of a verification measure to prevent van evasion. Ban evasion, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of times that I've seen comments from these no profile picture, no subscriber, no video accounts, and they're like, oh yeah, well, I used to be a YouTuber, but I got banned from the platform. My channel got terminated. If your channel's terminated, you shouldn't fucking be here. Like, you should have been... There needs to be an IP ban kind of thing on banned accounts. If you... It's in the YouTube terms of service. If your account is banned, you're prohibited and forbidden from making a new one. But you can make a new one anyway. I don't know. Now, there are a few people that I've met who have been unfairly banned from YouTube. I cast no shade towards them, but I cast shade towards people who are openly breaking terms of service, who are generally going about being knobheads, going about comment sections, actually being abusive, hence the reason why they were banned, I suppose. You know, you hear about these sort of people all the time. It's like, I'm moving to Rumble! Oh yes, the place where all the terminated YouTubers go because they're dickheads. I'm sure that's a great platform. BitChute! Oh, my new BitChute exclusive channel! It's like, yeah, because you got banned from YouTube for being a knob.
In real life, you can't just make a bunch of false accusations and duplicate yourself to back up your own slander in someone else's place of work.
Now, this falls back to the just contact the police thing, doesn't it?
Just call the police, contact the cops, contact the law enforcement when you got something serious to discuss.
Like, don't leave accusations in people's comment sections that you wouldn't act on in real life by reporting to authorities over.
Remember that if you comment hashtag watchtime viewers under my videos, that only supports me and gets me into the algorithm. You have to spread the hashtag across social media if you want it to grow. That means you have to post it under other people's videos like you would with any other hashtag and share it on social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook, for example. And if you make any YouTube videos or shorts, placing the hashtag in your description also helps a lot.
Not certain if I'll do that, ladies and gentlemen, but if you would like to get involved in the hashtag watchtime viewers, hashtag YouTube is toxic, feel free to do so. Like I said before, all of the videos reacted to, they're all downstairs in the description section. I'll even put them in the comments section as well, so that way, you know, you can go back to the original videos, give them a watch after this, and comment, like, etc. Subscribe if you feel that you know, the videos and the channels bring value to you.
But it has to be used on other channels, not just mine. Thank you to anyone who supports the hashtag, and please comment suggestions in my comment section as to what else we can do to hold commenters accountable. Content creators need protections when posting on social media, and right now we don't have any.
You're not wrong, ladies and gentlemen. All the power is held by these fake alt accounts that seem to be flooding across the platform. I've always thought that a stronger form of verification for YouTube needs to be in effect, whether that is that when I opened my YouTube account for the monetization aspect of it back in 2016, they actually sent me a physical PIN number thing through the post. When it came to monetization, I had to provide my address. That means that I am ultimately held accountable by YouTube itself. A fake false account should have to verify itself with a phone number before it's allowed to start commenting on the platform. It should have to verify itself perhaps with the owner's ID. I think something like that would greatly curb these issues, and I still stand by this one despite the fact of how unpopular it might sound. YouTube Premium shouldn't just be a premium, it should be the main outright fact. If you create a YouTube account, you should be paying every month to use it. I don't think that's unfair. Ultimately, YouTube itself has to pay the bills somehow, and I think that would be a stone that kills multiple bacteria. I wanted to take a moment from our video here, ladies and gentlemen, to fucking really be sad and upset. That's it. Fucking video cancelled. I'm fucking done. But you know what? Lol, just kidding. Don't go anywhere, please. Come back! I dropped my fucking cup of coffee. It's a fucking disaster. There's a shelf underneath where I've got my computer, and I put the cup on it, and I just watched it as it slowly fucking fell off, and it's just like fucking, it's coffee all over the floor, all over my feet, like, it's just I'm literally almost in fucking tears. I fucking love coffee so much, like, what the fuck? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm just a little bit... I'm just covered in coffee from, like, the knees down. But it could have been worse. It could have been beer. It could have been fucking Tenants or Stella Artois or Punk IPA, right? Like, I mean, thank God it's only coffee. It's only coffee. Anyway, I'm probably going to go and make more coffee and then proceed with the next segment of the video. But I just wanted to I wanted to share my pain with you. Ah! So, ladies and gentlemen, I had mentioned brigading. I think it might be time to reassess a video that YouTube themselves made some time ago called Can 1000 Flags Take Down a Video by Matt Koval. Let's have a look and let's reassess that one.
Hey guys, Matt Koval here, and I just met with YouTube's Trust and Safety team and learned some interesting facts when it comes to flagging videos that I thought I'd share. Now, as you probably know, when you watch videos on YouTube, one of the things you can do is help report videos that you think break community guidelines.
You'd be amazed at the amount of stuff that pops up on this platform, ladies and gentlemen. From pornography to hacking, there's all kinds of community guideline breaking stuff. If I see stuff like that, I just report it.
One thing I learned is that flags don't impact the outcome of a video's policy assessment. Now, I asked, well, wouldn't 1,000 flags set off some kind of alarm? I mean, surely that means a video is really bad, right?
You would assume that when these flags go through, a human reviewer on the other side would have a look at the video in question.
In some cases, yes, and if the video does violate YouTube's guidelines, action is taken as swiftly as possible. That can include age gating the video, removing it entirely, or even terminating the whole channel. But I also learned that lots of times viewers flag videos not because they break a policy, but because people just don't like them.
Or that the viewer has a petty grudge against the YouTuber, or is part of a gang belonging to another YouTuber that has decided to chase after the video.
In fact, sometimes a video with lots of flags is a result of what the team calls brigading.
That's a great word, I love it.
Meaning a large group of people have tried to gang up on the video in an attempt to take it down, even though it doesn't violate a policy. Can they take it down? No.
No.
Whenever someone comes into my comment sections with threats, we're gonna flag you, rah rah rah, pitchforks, I like to respond with such comments by linking this video. It gives me a great deal of perverse satisfaction. It's like saying, you know, you're wasting your time, right, by coming here with your 500 sock alt accounts and flagging me with each one. You're wasting your time. But they don't listen anyway, because people are dumb. People are just really dumb. And despite the fact that I provide them with the evidence of how the system itself works, they choose to try and flag me down anyway. Has it ever worked? No.
No.
I mean, I think, if anything, it does give me the satisfaction that I am wasting their time, so they're not bullying someone else. Also, I'd just like to take a moment to say that my hair is just all over the place today. I haven't done anything with it. It's just mental, and it's just been unruly since I started recording. Don't know what's going on. I do know what's going on. I missed my barber appointment last week. I was ill with the flu, but that sucks. But it just means that I'll just have to go down to the Turkish barbers in the town at some point and just get it dealt with. Get a good old-fashioned Turkish haircut. Because my next appointment with my actual barber isn't for another month. Anyway, that has been hairdressing with StooDogg.
Again, all videos are evaluated under the same policies no matter how many flags they have. And this is all to make sure that there's no malicious or unfair treatment of someone's piece of content.
Now, this makes me wonder what goes on in the background there. If it is seen that flags are coming from the same IP address dozens of times, that someone's sitting there with an alt in their house chasing after a video, do these accounts get punished in any kind of way? Do their accounts get a restriction? Do they get a channel strike or anything like that? Do they get their reporting privileges removed from them? I'm just curious to see what the punishments for false flagging videos actually are.
So, who makes the final call? The ultimate decisions are left to YouTube, who has teams in multiple languages evaluating flags 24/7, 365 days a year, in time zones around the world.
The thing is, I just wonder how much of this actually goes to human reviewers rather than just simply being like YouTube's own faulty AI bots that just make random decisions, bots that can't tell the difference between a penis and a car, you know, stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen.
If something is borderline or a really tough call, it goes up the chain of command.
Engage.
Until a final decision is made. Yeah, how you doing? Good. No, let's take that one down. I'm kidding, they never asked me. I hope that helps you understand how the flagging system works. I'm encouraging YouTube's policy team to watch the comments of this video, so if you have any thoughtful feedback or ideas, if you ever tried to flag a video and was confused by something, let them know in the comments.
This video will be linked in the description section down below. I would recommend going to it and leaving a comment if you do have any questions, queries, concerns in regards.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's what Kizzume had to say about comment sections in regards to how it affects monetization.
If someone wanted to really cause some havoc on your channel, and you're someone who monetizes your content, they could leave a nasty enough of a comment that it could get your video demonetized.
You see, that could be an attack on a channel, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't have to be false flags, it doesn't have to be false reporting of your channel. If someone just went into your comment section and typed in, well, I'll let your imagination fill in stuff, because I don't feel comfortable going over my range of fucking swearing for this one, but you know, if you started going into more ableist slurs, racist slurs, etc. on a video that you didn't like using a fake sock account, then you could cause untold damage to someone's monetization with it.
Now, I'm wondering if at some point in the future it might even be something that could get your video put into a limited state. You know about that, don't you? Where you can't find it in a search, comments can't be made on it, and that sort of thing. There's a number of videos that have been put into a limited state, especially conspiracy videos.
YouTube has a restricted mode where some videos are just plainly unavailable. I'm not certain how all of that works. Vidiq has been looking into it recently, and they've been finding out that whilst videos seem to be visible to the uploader, they're generally not appearing on the platform for some reason. Shadow ban proven? I don't know, the jury's still out on that one, but it's strange how the platform is operating.
Yeah, I'm wondering if in the future comments on a video could put your stuff into a limited state.
Why, we send him to the dungeon, of course. Just kidding. We don't actually have a dungeon here. It's really more of an oubliette.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest. So this is a 10-minute long video. And at time of saying this, when it's not fully edited yet, I reckon we're probably about half an hour into it. Yeah, that degenerated off the rails quite a bit there. But you know, just I had a few bullet points written down on a sheet of paper about things that I wanted to say about my comment sections. And as I had those bullet points there, just other things kept firing themselves at me. And I was like, you know what, I could utilise these things into the light reaction format. You know, just like little bits and pieces, snippets of things that I'd seen and heard in various places throughout YouTube. But the next segment is I wanted my friend's opinion. Her name's Tony Ann. I sent her a message and I asked her about her opinion on YouTube comment sections. A while back, she had made a video where her comment sections are purely free speech. You can literally rock up and say anything. However, she made a video regarding unsolicited advice that she was receiving from people. She felt that she was receiving some comments that they overstepped a certain line, and she addressed that in a video that she'd made some time ago. But I wanted to ask her directly what her opinions were on YouTube comment sections. She sent me a message back, so I'm gonna have a read over that. Editing me in the future, get some smart B-roll, something, and we'll just read this with the B-roll playing in the background. So I said to Tony Ann, I said that I would like her opinion about comment sections if she had a few words to say, and I'll happily read them out during this video. So she got back to me. She says that she wishes that people would listen better sometimes. She thinks that miscommunication is inevitable if there's already a level of misunderstanding about what a person is trying to say. If commenters were more keen on asking questions first, it would generate a more positive discussion. When she can have a genuine conversation with someone in her comments, she's sometimes shocked. She wishes that comments were more like real life conversations in that sense, but the format is so different, and she understands that's why things can sometimes seem difficult. She wishes that the giant community that is the internet was utilised more effectively in general. She loves conversing with people about certain ideas to get a broader perspective on things. Ladies and gentlemen, we've discussed this before, but the motto of YouTube is to give everyone a voice and show everyone the world. And I think that that motto applies especially to what Tony Ann just had to say there, that she views the internet as this... It's fair enough, it's got its negative aspects, but when the internet is being a positive place, it is a place where everyone has a voice and everyone can see the world. I think that shone through in what she had to say there. I think that when comments and conversations are going well, it's definitely a place where everyone has a voice and everyone can have a valid opinion, even when people disagree. I will link her channel in the description section down below. I thoroughly recommend that you go and give one of her videos a watch, because she is definitely an interesting and intelligent person. And I'm definitely glad that the YouTube recommendation system just randomly made her appear on my homepage one day. You know, she's always got something to say that makes me think. And that's powerful. That is why YouTube exists, ladies and gentlemen. To make you think. Next up, we've got something. Now, this is an oldie, but it's a goodie. This is from about 2 years ago. And my friend Professor Curious had made a community post because he was being constantly bugged and harassed and annoyed by idiots on the internet, people that just didn't like him. We're probably going to do this in the reading format with a bit of Neon Cyborg Cat Club over it. But here's a post that he made a couple of years back. Professor Curious. People, I feel like I'm insulting that word by using it as a label for these scumbags, might wonder why they are blocked. Simple, I'm no longer allowing false flaggers to comment on my channel. If you think censorship is so great that you legally engage in it every day, then good, let's play by your rules. You no longer have freedom of speech on my channel. You no longer have a voice in my comments section, and I no longer want to hear your opinions. You're no longer allowed to question me, and you have no right to challenge my ideas, as I'm apparently not supposed to have a right to challenge yours. On the subject of these turds, it's funny how many people who have cried about me harassing them have constantly commented on my stuff. Some of them I blocked, and they make alts to get around it, or dig up old accounts to get around it. If I'm such a big meanie poophead that you have to cry about me all of the time and report my content, why is it you're trying to find ways to constantly fire pathetic pot shots at me? On all of my stuff. Why are you desperate for my attention? Why is it that when I block you and protect you from my big meanie poophead ass, you look for new ways to contact me when I'm apparently harassing you? Why am I labelled as a harasser when you morons haven't been directly contacted by me for nearly a year at this point? And I've not even mentioned some of you, even in passing in all of that time. I have given you all an out. I have given you multiple outs, and you're still here. You have no right to complain. It's 4 hours into 2023, and I have morons still crying in my comment sections about stuff that happened in 2020. That they are 100% in the wrong for. People crying because I made fun of Nathan Larson, despite them laughing at dead children. People crying because I said mean things to their paedophile friend 3 years ago, despite the fact that they have doxed friends of mine and harassed innocent people long before I arrived on the scene. People crying because I have friends who are women. No, really. Here's an idea. The lot of you should make it your New Year's resolution to change your lives so the epitome of your existence isn't throwing a fit in my comment section about a whole lot of nothing. Stop simping for kiddie diddlers, jerking off to dead serial killers, and bending over backwards to be a doormat for the biggest scumbags you can find. Get a job and a hobby, make some friends. Find a talent, or just go and live in a cave on the side of a mountain and live as a bear for the rest of your life. I literally don't care, just so long as I never have to read another half-baked comment sprawled out by you across a keyboard. I'm happy as Larry. Ladies and gentlemen, how awesome would it be to go and live in a cave as a bear? Literally go to like Yosemite Park and just wear a tie and a little hat and just go about stealing picnic baskets? Does that not sound like an epically fun lifestyle? That is now my new goal in life. I'm going to become Stoogie Bear. But in all seriousness, when I first read this post, I scripted and made a video about it because I did feel that, it's quite right. If people are going to rock up in comment sections and say that they're flagging your content, clearly you should be blocking them for their own protection from you. That's probably the way that YouTube would view it. I know that's a bit like, what? Like, people have rocked up to harass him, but he's the bad guy in the situation when he hasn't done anything. It is mind-boggling, ladies and gentlemen. The internet just seems to exist for people to have this perverse kind of pleasure out of just being a dick to people, really. I don't think we should be putting up with that. I firmly stand by what he said here, and I think I'll factor that into my thoughts about my own comment sections moving forward.
Did not think the Federation had such iron.
Now, on to something a little bit lighter, ladies and gentlemen. This one comes from the Lolcow Live podcast and Keemstar's opinion on the chat. And you know what? As much as he's an absolute and utter clown, he's not wrong. Let's hear what he has to say.
It's just non-stop fucking propaganda. And Tommy's role in Bait It he was just like a laugh track. He just kind of laughed in the background, right? But like the chat and these fucking people are like, nah, that guy made the show, bro. That guy made the show. That guy fucking did everything. You literally, as a content creator, you cannot fucking try to appease the chat. You cannot listen to the fucking chat. Who knows more about the fucking entertainment business? The fucking person in the entertainment business or the fucking chat?
Who knows more about the management of my YouTube channel? Me or the person in the comment section criticizing me? The person in the comment section with no profile picture, no videos, no subscribers, or me with the subscribers and the views and the watch time and the money? I think the answer to that one is a clear one. Obviously, it's Jimmy Fake Account with his fake account.
You can't listen to these people. And I see it happen all the fucking time. How many times do we see these stupid fucking content creators and up there fucking pandering and fucking apologizing and I love you guys and doing all this fake shit just to try to make the fucking chatters happy? The chatters, all right, are there to fucking throw tomatoes and rocks at your fucking head. They're not your fucking friends. You idiot. Go ahead.
Yep, that's the point of this fucking show for sure, for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bet you never expected the voice of reason to be bloody Keemstar of all people, but the guy's got a fair point from what I've seen in my own comment sections over the last while. Yeah, Keemstar, the voice of reason. You heard it here first. Absolutely nuts, ladies and gentlemen, eh? Who'd ever thought that the voice of reason and the voice of absolute truth would be fucking Keemstar?
Kid, she's a big girl. And she's Mickey D's girl. Not anymore.
It was a dark and stormy night.
No woman's worth dying for, killing for. Not dying for. Riker to Enterprise.
The shootout between the bellboy and Mickey D.
Okay, boys, look, we can't afford to have any trouble in here. Why don't you just take this outside?
the change, you filthy animal.
There was a segment in a recent vidIQ livestream as well, which I thought was quite relevant to this conversation. Let's have a look at that, shall we? I've kept the majority of this segment in just for the context of it, ladies and gentlemen, but I think it's still relevant to take the advice given and apply it to my own channel.
Tommy likes transport. The worst YouTube advice I received was when I was live on YouTube in 2022, and I had this troll that disliked the way I play the game Pokemon and spiraled into saying, play off screen.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure what that means.
Meaning like stop streaming, just go play the game.
Oh, okay. Right. I took his word for it. And in the end, I quit my gaming channel for 2.5 years. In reality, I just needed a complete channel revamp and a short break.
Whilst I do occasionally disappear from YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't have any intention on taking a break as long as 2.5 years. I've taken breaks of around about a year before, but just mainly work sometimes gets in the way, but never because of anything that's happened on platform.
So this, I guess, is the extreme effect of bad, negative, toxic advice, whereby it can affect a creator so much that they just deplatform themselves for years. And we never want to see any creator do that.
That's quite heavy, and that's quite rough, that negative comments can affect people in such a way.
Yeah, I think especially it's hard with gaming. There's like a few different approaches. Like if you're really good at the game, that's kind of what the draw is for your channel, right? If you're bad at the game, but it's funny and you make it a whole thing, that could be the draw to your channel. Like there's a bunch of different ways to approach it, but like it's really bad when you're trying to get good at the game and then you're streaming that, and that's like the goal, and people are like calling you out.
It's like saying, read the room before you yell, boo, you suck.
It's not helpful. It's not productive. And my advice to anybody who's felt this is to make sure you are, I'm not kidding when I say this, make sure you ban people from your comments and live stream chats and discords and whatever who are bringing the energy down, because what that does is, even if they're not, quote, breaking your rules, they are making the experience of that community worse for everybody around you.
And I think that's the most sobering thing there, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about me. It's about the other people in the comment sections that see these comments and, you know, what are they going to think? And how are they going to act when they see negativity in a comment section? That's quite an important takeaway, I think.
And there, you know, it might hurt to kind of ban someone who's been around for a while. You've been letting it go for a while, but it always helps the mood adjust really quickly, because now that negative energy is just gone. So, you know, ban the trolls. If you feel like someone's trolling, you give them 1 to 2 chances, right? If you're not really sure.
I think that's the definition of moderation, ladies and gentlemen. Give people a few chances before you consider doing the old yeller and getting the shotgun out.
But if you feel like overall they're just there to cause a stir, just get rid of them. It sucks to do in the moment, but then later you realize your community's better off for it.
He's not wrong. It is something that it sucks to do, but I guess I'm going to have to just steel myself and just do it. At the end of the day, it's something that could potentially affect the money that my channel makes. It's something that could affect my channel's overall status. I could get de-verified because of it.
Why, we send him to the dungeon, of course.
And let's be clear, when we say ban the trolls, you're not banning them from YouTube. They can still watch
they can still watch
content. They just can't join in on the conversation, and you as a creator are controlling the conversation, the narrative around your community. And why would you want to waste any amount of time on the negativity and toxicity, which doesn't bring any positivity or energy to the channel, and ignore those other creators, people in the community who are getting involved in the right way?
A YouTuber's most valuable commodity, ladies and gentlemen, their time. Like I said about the comment thread that had or 150 replies on it that went on for days and days and days, and then the guy just ups and deletes it. That's been a colossal waste of my time, a waste of other people's time.
No. Oh dear. You're a bit older than I imagined.
I think what he says there, that's very fair. Just don't waste time with this shit.
So, yeah, let's try and ignore just downright negative advice and remove them from a conversation.
Yep.
Ride the horse, ride the horse, ride the pony.
And just a quick update. I've got tons of content planned out, all towards like the end of the year. I'm planning out Christmas. I've been uploading shorts and scheduling them, so I've got them as like a sort of a tent pole sort of content, so they'll just auto-release, and then hopefully in between can release more long-form videos like this. I actually want to get back into content creating again. It's been a while since I last uploaded anything of any significance.
I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine.
Anyway, let's crack on with a comment section rant.
Saddle up, baby, go wild on this donkey.
Let's get into something a wee bit more serious, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I had this spammer who would pop up, and I suspect these are both the same accounts, but they kept asking me to cover the story of a Fallout mod called Ashfall. An unreleased mod that, as far as I know, it hasn't been completed yet, so it's not out. It's not even out for like beta testing, but they're coming out with all kinds of crazy fucking shit about it. I mean, they were spamming me on videos that weren't even Fallout related, ladies and gentlemen. It's like they'd specifically decided just to target me for whatever reason, and they laid in a course towards the nearest video just to leave a comment.
Mr. Paris, locate the nearest Borg vessel and lay in a course. They shouldn't be difficult to find.
Yes, ma'am.
Dismissed.
Look, I'm British, I'm Scottish. We don't have all this, like, Trumpian words that Americans use. Like, we don't have all this woke, anti-woke, blah, blah, blah stuff. Like, that's a purely American thing that, well, to say it in an American word gets some American people in the American word quite triggered about stuff.
America, America.
They're talking about racism, Shergar, transphobia, the occult, pronouns, Lord Lucan, hauntings, people coming back from the dead, pedophilia. They're talking about homophobia, Sneed's feeding seed, Sneedclave. They're talking about stolen assets, mod theft, ghosts. They're talking about Nazi gold, video games, black magic spells, wokeness, anti-wokeness, vengeance, revenge, vendettas.
Could revenge have been the motive?
There is, of course, the possibility that this might be a vendetta.
Vengeance, vendettas. Next, someone will suggest the mafia's involved. The mafia's not involved, are they?
I guess what I'm saying in regards to the Fallout Ashfall situation, you know what? I think this is dumb. I don't fucking care. Yeah, I think in all honesty, what I'm looking at here is just somebody who doesn't like somebody else on the internet, and they all had something to do with a mod. And you know what? It falls back into what Rogue Internet Man said about people who argue on the internet.
And there's an interesting thing about the internet and arguing, right? There's a good metaphor for it. Arguing on the internet is like running in the Special Olympics. Even if you win, you're still retarded.
And there's just arms and more legs being added to it. And the people throwing the accusations about, they just look dumb. This is dumb. This is really fucking dumb. I'm enjoying watching the situation, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't think I'd cover it myself. I don't want to get pulled into that cake. Rather amusingly, it doesn't even seem to have anything to do with the actual mod that was brought up in the first place. It's more to do about some kind of new modding website that's going to take the world by storm. They're going to knock out the Nexus and all that. Yeah. Cool. Go for it. I don't care. Good luck with that, I guess. I've used the Nexus for years. I've never had any bother with it. Like, I don't see what all the fuss is about. Just go onto it, look at new mods, download what I want, boom, job done. I don't think that's a reason to hate somebody. I don't think that's a reason to start a massive internet, full-scale internet warfare. Now, what I do think is, that these people, there's one in particular who goes by the name of Shadow Raven Studios, who's a very toxic young man, very, very nasty, constantly swearing, constantly spouting out homophobic slurs at people, but he says that he doesn't like the Nexus. I'm wondering if, you know, I hype it up for the camera, but, you know, some people present to the camera the same way that they would present, like, in real life. And this guy's like, oh, fucking Nexus, blah, 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 blah. I'm wondering if he's been in, like, Nexus comment sections and he's been spouting out his hatred and vitriol and just generally being a shitty person, and he's been caught. He's been kicked out. And he's like, oh, it's all the Nexus's fault. Oh, how dare they? He's like, no, I think he's the one who was being a bit of a dick, and he's been caught and been banned, suspended, whatever, from the platform for being a dick in comment sections on the Nexus. Which, I don't think that's out with the realms of probability for that to be, you know, something that's happened. And now all these guys have went to full-scale war, not only against the Nexus mods. This is video game. We're talking about video games, ladies and gentlemen. They've not only went to full-scale internet warfare against Nexus mods, but they've also went to full-scale internet warfare with every single person that uploads a mod to Nexus mods and everybody who downloads stuff from Nexus mods. Video games is serious business, ladies and gentlemen. This is dumb. This is so fucking dumb. What the fuck? Welcome to the 21st century. When aliens find us after we've nuked ourselves into oblivion, I hope they find this video. They'll be fucking shitting themselves laughing at this shit. But there you go. However, when an accusation was made in my comments section, I put the kibosh on that right there, and I responded and said, I'm going to be deleting this comment within the next 24 hours, but if you truly believe that that is the situation, you need to take this matter to the police, because I'm not a policeman. Furthermore, I received another comment from this account recently that they made a direct threat against my channel. Something that another person might think would be intimidation, but something that I just think is quite funny, because the abbreviation of the group that this person claims to represent is the Confederacy of United Modders. I've never heard of them, but I mean, if the abbreviation of your organisation is CUM, Christ, I'm going to have to put that in my monetisation report for this video now, eh? This video may contain sexual language. If your abbreviation is CUM and you expect me to take you seriously, fuck off. So I just deleted the comment. I took a screen grab, and then one of the people noted in this comment, called Moment of Sanity, I contacted them by direct message that I got this comment on my YouTube channel. Thought it was hilarious. Thought you'd like it for a video project that you might bring out at some point. And you know what? In comparison, this has been a very Streisand effect, because this guy, the man from CUM, the man from CUM, actually introduced me to Moment of Sanity's content, and I've been watching his videos and following his live streams and chatting with the guy. So, you know, CUM came here to spam my channel, harass me, and threaten me. And Moment of Sanity sat down and had a laugh with the guy. That's a fucking Streisand effect and a half, isn't it? You wanted me to side with the CUM, but I have chosen not to side with CUM. It's like when this guy appeared on my channel and he said that he was the king of IBS. Now, I don't think in his point of view IBS meant he was the king of irritable bowel syndrome, but it was quite funny to think of that. And he said that he scares other people. It must be the smell. God, these guys are morons. I mean, what an absolute waste of technology, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, let's get back on topic, shall we? This is about leaving accusations in comment sections, accusations in videos. This also goes into the sort of the Mama Max thing that happened at the start of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at this. The thing is, when it comes to people appearing in YouTube comment sections, making severe accusations against people, even the police themselves say that that's not right. There should be no commentary or sharing of information or images online that can in any way prejudice any future proceedings that may happen against someone. That's a statement made by the police themselves in a British news article that came out some time ago. But I think as well as that, we should have a look into a video that was made some time ago as well by SomeOrdinaryGamers in the aftermath of the Mama Max situation, where it turned out that he hadn't actually been dealing with law enforcement in regards to trying to get someone put away. He'd just been bothering other YouTubers to try and get them to cover the story, to make it more visible. And ultimately, it's not about making stories visible, it's about putting criminals behind bars.
Just call the police, contact the cops, contact the law enforcement when you got something serious to discuss.
Duh.
You would think that would be a fairly obvious thing to do. I've done it before, several times during my YouTube career.
But generally, when it comes to like the most illegal shit on the internet, there is one rule that I really want to espouse all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some Muta gold right here?
Don't ever contact and tell a YouTuber that you should be doing law enforcement's job.
I may be an officer of government, but I'm not a police officer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you a simple question. You see any badge on me? You think I'm a cop?
100% stand by that sentiment, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just randomly dump comments in my comment section telling me that something illegal's happening. Go and do something about it in the real world.
Ladies and gentlemen, when covering unsavory characters on the internet, if you have something to report, I'm pretty sure it goes without saying, just contact the goddamn police.
Been there, done it many a time.
Have you ever heard of tips.fbi.gov/home? If you're in the United States, it's probably worthwhile going down to the Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3, and just going through this portal and reporting some serious unsavory types over here.
It's a very simple form to fill in. It's easy to do. And rather than typing in www.youtube.com into your browser, just type in IC3 form report and go and fill in one of those about the person who's being a dick on the internet.
Now, the reason why I recommend this is, unlike me, the boys and girls and everyone at the FBI, well, ladies and gentlemen, they have badges. They have the ability to subpoena records. They have the abilities to put handcuffs on people. You know what they can do? They can kick down an unsavory dude's door at 5 in the morning, put assault rifles up to their face, and send them off to a penitentiary within the same day. Before noon even. They pick up lunch right after they take down a sick, disgusting person.
The thing is, if you're bringing stuff like this to a YouTube comments section, it's instantly going to make people think that you're not being sincere, that this is kind of some kind of a petty grudge against a person that you don't like, hence why you want visibility over it. The fact that things aren't being reported but are being brought to YouTube comment sections, to Reddit, to Twitter, to Facebook, does that mean that all this is false and it means that there's no sort of legal basis of getting a person put in jail? Is that actually what's going on here? Petty grudges rather than actual criminal malicious intent?
There is, of course, the possibility that this might be a vendetta.
The thing is, this can be uno reversoed, and that trying to damage someone's reputation online by going through YouTube comments, Twitter, blah, 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 that can be brought up as a form of my mind is blanking on the word. Defamatory nature, libel, slander, stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen. So the person who's being blamed of being all the cunts under the world can turn that around and be like, if you're going to say that about me, why don't you come down to court and back it up? And if you've caused me any financial damages, I'll be reclaiming that back off you if you can't prove it.
But at the end of the day, YouTubers are not exactly the type of people you should ever be going to firsthand when asking them to solve serious situations, simply because no one here is actually trained or prepared for this kind of stuff anyways.
Harder, StooDogg, I think someone's been murdered. Why don't you go and solve the case? Harder. Because I'm not a fucking detective. Defective, more like.
So when you actually bring up a case to them, maybe they'll make a video out of it, but they'll probably end up ruining whatever case that they have.
A couple of years back, and you'll know exactly what I'm going to be saying here, Chris Hansen did this with a fucking case against Onision, where because he was doing all this stuff online about it, making it a high-profile case, he fucked up the entire investigation. Keep your evidence private, take it to the cops. Simple. Start dumping criminal evidence about people, alleged criminal evidence about people in YouTube comment sections and stuff, then that starts falling into the fields of, over here it's called the General Data Protection Regulations, GDPR, but it's now breaching people's privacy, even if that person is a suspected criminal. You still shouldn't be breaching their privacy, and that then gives them a route to counter-sue you back.
You got a problem? Go contact the FBI.
IC3 form goes to the FBI.
It's as if people don't really understand that we have entire departments that we pay taxes every year to handle this situation.
I think it's very rude of someone to rock up into my comment section and discuss a commission without even discussing my fee first for making a video. That's rudeness of the nth degree. This person's paying taxes. Take it to the fucking cops.
There is plenty of time to make content after something serious has basically been done.
Exactly. Look at Bailey Sarian. Murder, Mystery and Makeup. You know, she discusses cases that have been solved. I think that's really the way to go.
Did you know that? There was this boat called the Titanic and it like sank.
If I wanted to cover sort of true crime kind of stuff, I wouldn't talk about ongoing cases. I would talk about things that have been solved a few years ago, where the perps are well and truly locked away. Things like Mena Zaman, where the information that I discussed on my channel was already freely available through the press, and he was in custody, and then I believe later I did an update video regarding that case, regarding his sentencing.
Just go to the goddamn police, okay? That's pretty much all this situation has to end up being.
If you've got all this evidence you claim you have, just go to the fucking police. Simples. Unfortunately, people on the internet are dumb. People on the internet are really, 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 really fucking dumb. People on the internet are really, really, really fucking stupid. And that's how you end up with these comments from this guy. I'm going to speak about my ashfall, dar. Going about and just harassing and annoying Fallout YouTubers. And I gave the guy the time of day, and then it turned into, oh, I'm going to take you down. A clue? No. Because you're really, 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 really fucking dumb. But it's... I mean, I wish there was a form of medication or training that you could give to people to make them less dumb on the internet, but let's be honest, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But what do I know? I'm just an idiot with a microphone.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yes. End screen, more videos, subscribe links, do that stuff. See ya.